Hey classy bookworms, and welcome back to my channel. I thought today would be a great day to share my June TBR so you can see what I am reading this month. So let's get this party started. First book is going to be on my list is Shatter Me. Can you see? Love the cover. Freaking, wouldn't that be so awesome to have eyelashes like that? Actually, I'm pretty sure in the eyelash world we could actually do that because I've seen some crazy eyelashes. All these covers are actually pretty cool, and I'm not gonna lie, I picked this book up because this was actually a really cool cover and I thought it was awesome. And all the other covers are equally as bodacious. Yep, I said bodacious. I'm aging myself right here. So this is on my list. This is a series, and I have an obsession with series. This is a book about, as far as I understand, a girl who has some sort of something wrong with her. So basically, if you are to touch her, something bad's gonna happen to you, either die or something tragic happens. So I've heard some good things about this series, so I'm excited to jump on the wagon and read this one. So, book one, here we go. The next book that I want to read is this one, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Another cute cover. And this one I find funny because it's actually something that would probably happen to me. So she writes 5 letters to 5 boys. These are letters that she's just planning on stashing away. Probably sounds like something you would be doing in therapy. So she writes these letters, bears her soul in them, and plans on just stashing them away somewhere. But somehow they get mailed out. I don't know if there's some malicious sister in the background that would find this funny, or I don't know what happens. So that's why I want to read to see what happens. But somehow these letters get mailed out to these boys that she wrote about and bore her soul about, and how much she liked them, and what happens after. So I'm excited to read it. There's a book 2 and there's going to be a book 3. But I want to read this because 1, it sounds like a really fun like summer book, and 2, it is totally something that would happen to me. So I can relate to these and stuff. Alright, so there's my second book. The third book I want to read is Fallen. Another series. There are 5 so far, and I think there's a 6th one coming out called Unforgiven. The cover, I thought it was really cool. It's very dark and creepy, and I'm not a big book reader when it comes to scary books, probably because I sit there and I think about it way too much, and then I freak myself out. Just like same thing with scary movies, I can't watch them. I can't even watch the commercials because I will freak myself out. So I just tend to stay away from them. But this one kind of seemed interesting. It's a love story. There's boy, she loves the boy, he doesn't like her, so I'm sure there's some like seduction trying to get him to like her. So anyway, I like that when one person doesn't like the other person and then slowly they fall in love with them. Love that. So I'm excited to get started on this series. I did see in Bookreads though, this got some negative comments and lots of 1 stars, but I don't really tend to follow what other people say about books. I prefer to just form my own opinion. Isn't that a little oxymoron with me being a booktuber? What? So you can take my opinions for what they are and decide if you want to read a book or not. So this is on my list. I'm also wanting to read this book called Wither, and I bought it eons ago. Let's be honest, I don't even remember when I bought this. This was one of those like, oh, I have to have you, and then I stuffed you in the corner, and then I forgot about you. So I'm going to read this one. This one, something to do with that's why there's like, well, on the back here, there's like beakers and signed stuff. What happens is the kids in this community, they pass away at a young age. I think boys is 25 and girls is 20. Their DNA code just makes them die. She gets snatched up by a group of people called Gatherers and marry her off at age 16. So just kind of her story and struggle to get away from that group of people. She's trying to get to her twin brother and rescue him. Her father is working on a cure to try to help fix what's going on with these kids and why their lifespan is so short. So that was kind of an interesting read. Not to mention her dress is pretty fantastic, and I love her hair. It's just very bohemian looking. So next, that's my fourth book. Okay, this is actually the second book in this series because I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna blame myself. It wasn't my fault. Somehow I bought the second book. This is another one that I bought a long time ago. The first book is actually called Iron King, the Iron King, and I actually bought The Iron Daughter, which is the second book in the series, so oops, but that's okay. I went to go get the first book and they didn't have it at the bookstore, so actually I should be getting it tomorrow, maybe? Tomorrow. I'm gonna go tomorrow and see if it's there. She said 4 to 5 business days, so it's been that long. What I love the cover. I particularly love this like swirly design thingy here. I don't have a tattoo, but if I were to get a tattoo, this would probably be the design that I'd want to get. I don't know what happened here. I just think it's cool. So, another series that I'm jumping on. I'll tell you how it goes. Has fairies, which I love fairies in the fantasy world, so we'll see what happens. Last book is The City of Bones, the Mortal Instruments series. I know, you guys have all seen these. This is what I'm referring to as my bandwagon book. Everyone's read these. I've looked at them. I actually own first and second copies already. I bought a long time ago, probably when I bought those other ones and I just stuck them in the corner and I forgot about them and read something else. So I owned the first 2 books and then I forgot about it and I went to the bookstore and I bought this one, and then I got home and was putting together my bookshelf and I was like, oh crap, I already have this book. Whoops. So how many of you have done that? Bought multiple books on accident? It's a bookworm problem. But I want this book because if you can see on the spine, there's like a picture. And then when you line all the books up, there's this like fun little picture. So of course I have to have this series and not the other one. So now I have to, I don't know, maybe I'll do a giveaway or something fun like that and give those books away. I'm reading this only because I've seen so many read them. I saw the Lady Midnight came out, and that is a pretty flippin' cool cover. I'm a sucker for cool covers. I don't know why, but I am. I love the artwork. I love how they look. So I want to read that book, but I think you need to have read this Mortal Instruments series first before you can read that book. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I'm just making it up in my head, but it seemed like it kind of fell along with this. And so I want to read this. I've never heard anything bad about this book series, so why shouldn't I read it, right? So I'm going to read it. Here we go. I'm excited to get into it. It is a big series. There's a lot of books. But if it's a good series, who cares if there's like 5 million books? Because if you're like me and a book ends, you're like, no, I wanted to keep going on forever. So who cares if it's a big series? Because that means there's that much more to enjoy all at once. Now, I did have Me Before You as one of my June TBRs, but I already read it and I already did a review on it. So I decided to take that off my June TBR because been there, done that, moved on. And I also had a Mad Zombie Party, but I want to do a review on this. So, and I already read it. I was already full blown into the series, so I couldn't just stop and then move on to something else. Once you're engrossed in a series, I have to just keep going. I cannot stop. That's what happened with Me Before You. I finished it, and then I wanted to know what happened because I read the chapter at the end of the book, which is the first chapter in the second book after You, and I had to keep reading it. I wanted to know what happened to Louisa, and I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that it's a happy ending. So I did do a review on this already, so if you're interested, go check out that vid. And I already finished and read the series, but I'm going to do a review on the series because I really, really loved it. It's the White Rabbit Chronicles series, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Fantasy, zombies, kick butt slayers, hot guys. What else can you go wrong with this? Okay, I think that's it for my June TBR list. I'm excited to get into them and tell you what I think. There are a lot of series that I'm reading. Pretty much they're all a series that I'm reading, so hopefully July's TBR isn't just going to be book 2 of everybody. Because once I dive into a series, I want to keep going with it. I don't want to stop. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for July. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your summer. It's a nice, beautiful day today, so I'm going to go sit outside on my lawn chair and soak in some sun rays and read my book and disappear into that world. So have an awesome day wherever you are, and I will be talking to you soon.